Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon here. You see the track, it's sealed up right now, Brian, but we are listed as fast and good for the 10 race card today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you. Like I said, it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and Brian, happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. First dirt race is race 4, so we'll open that up, have a fast man check. I got to say, it's great we're on turf because there's been some rain around here all weekend long. We thought it could be worse, so the fact that we've been on turf all weekend is pretty cool.
It is.
Good turf course, and Rainbow Six, which is growing quite quickly, and that'll kick off race 10 race card today. So in race number 4, there you see the carryover over $74,000. We're expecting that to double today with an estimated pool of $150,000. Ron Nicoletti's got the ticket. He'll be out here for the opener as well on what is, we got a lot of turf racing today, 4 turf races, so lots to look forward to.
Yep, and we'll kick it off in race number 1. The early pick 5 starts off in this maiden 12-5 claimers, a mile and a 16th on the Topeka track, and Brian has got that ticket.
Yeah, very few meaningful scratches today. I didn't lose really much of anything, actually. So a $22.50 early pick 5 ticket. I'll throw a blanket on this race here. In race number 2, the top pick is the 3, She Fled the Scene. I'm using 3 of them, though. There should be a couple heavy favorites. My best bet of the day is Next Right Thing for being Cone. In race number 4, 3 deep for me, the 5, Noble Dreamer for Jose D'Angelo. And then a single in race 5, and that is American Speed. I'm going to give this one more chance for Jerry O'Dwyer. Good to see him get a W yesterday. Didn't get it done at 60 cents on the dollar last time. We'll show you the race. I think this is the group today. If it's not, oh boy.
Oh boy, is right. 22.50 is the play, and as Brian mentioned, not a lot of significant scratches on the card at all today, but in race number 1, the number 3, Dream Diamond, will be ridden by Drayden Van Dyke, and all the way to the outside with the number 10, Harmony Abario for you. You're taking a nice little class drop here.
Yeah, this is my long shot today. I got these guys home the other day, Carlos Perez and Abario stables. They can pop at prices. This is a horse that caught Hub City on debut. Sprinting, a daughter of Connect out of a mine shaft mare. I mean, what's she want to do? Go 5.5 furlongs. That was just to get her going a little bit. Now we drop for hopefully the money today. Should be a square price. It's a deep and competitive race. She didn't make up ground, but she did pass several horses, and I like that. And Hub City aired the other day on the comeback.
Yeah, she did, but down in the Bayou did not.
No, did not.
So take that with a grain of salt. It's very early in the betting. Wow, we're really all over the place here.
That's an all over the place kind of race, I think.
Yeah, it is. I went with the 5. I think that second time with the Oscar Gonzalez barn, and I like that LTE Stark Winter race.
Yeah.
The maiden one, at least.
Yeah, the maiden one. I mean, that was a lifetime maiden that finally got it done. You know what kind of bugged me a little bit? But these Oscar Gonzalez horses have all been running, and they didn't really bet this horse that much. That was a wide open race, very slow race. Again, we can debate the figures all we want, but this is another horse that is in the mix in here. I went 5 deep. I did not use her though.
Okay. 9 Tiz Aaron, 0 for 10. Yeah.
Well, here's the one thing I'm going to say, all right? Heather Smullen took over, and she put the blinkers on last time. It clearly did not work. Blinkers immediately come off.
Yep.
You look at her races 2 and 3 back for Dale Romans on the Topeka. They were the kind of efforts that will be in the photo for this kind of race. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We're both fading Dream Diamond. I'm okay with fading her.
Yeah.
She's got a little early foot, but...
Yeah, I don't know why they bet her last time. She did run. I got to give her credit for that. You could argue she's the horse to beat. What is she? Yeah, she is. Well, Sarah's Dream's your morning line favorite. Regardless, neither of those horses have to win. That is for sure.
Correct. Race number 2. It's also on the Topeka, mile and 70 yards. Fillies, 3 years older, fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. There is no scratches or changes in this 6-horse field, and early pick 4, Brian will tweet that out. The 3 on top for you, She Fled the Scene. Oh, you're going to try to get her home.
Well, I mean, listen, She Fled the Scene and Crystal Coast are the 2 horses to beat. They were close to each other last time. She Fled the Scene beat Crystal Coast. They were both 2-1 in the race. I don't like using both of them, but I would think one of the 2 is going to going to get me through. I don't know. Anybody else seems to get, because Boston Princess, you've gotten second, was comfortably behind him last time.
Yeah, I just said this is a race where the gang is all here. And you could run the race 5 or 6 different times and have a different result each and every time. Crystal Coast, for me, I just took a stand and I made her my best bet.
Sure.
Because I like the way the Bobby DeBona barn has been going lately. I think that She Fled the Scene has a little bit of the H word in her, the hang word. And this mare, although has not had a win this year, I think she's on the upward trajectory.
She might be, and she's only run twice for the barn on Tapeta, so I think anyone else, Boston Princess got loose last time and she got beaten comfortably by those two. Anybody else, I mean, to really, I think is a reach.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Platinum Rocker coming out of a 2L win, maybe it's her, but I don't know. She's stepping up in class.
Yeah, she is. It's a tougher field for Platinum Rocker today here. Interesting to do what they do in the betting for sure when that comes upon us. Race number 3, it's a maiden special weight event for fillies. 5 furlongs on that good turf course here. The rails are at 66 feet for this race here today. The 2 Cozy Turtle is out. And the number 1, next right thing for you.
Yeah, this is the best bet of the day for me. Let's take a look at the replay here. She ran very well last time on Tapeta, and now we get to turf where she ran very well at Del Mar against some serious company back in August. So this is a good effort. This Miss Gambolini race was very, very fast. I mean, she freaked this day. You see the E5 Silks there. This was the other Safi. Remember, this was an off the turf race, and this was the other Safi, the first time starter, and she ran big. I thought the comeback was perfect for next right thing. She gets it out of the way. Now we get the turf, which she wanted all along. The rail could be somewhat a little problematic. Here's the other thing too, Samantha. I don't really, quite frankly, know what else is in here. The 2 Cassie Firsters just don't look like much to me. You've got, Bayerney, who is behind her comfortably, but is going to show her speed on the turf today.
She will, and she's a 4-year-old, Bayerney, so that bodes well for her in this group. But there's only one other one besides her. I think that the turf's a better surface for her,
it's
honestly.
Possible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got more than ready on the bottom of her pedigree. There's a little give to the turf. We know that, regardless of what we know there's some give to the turf, and I think Amicio's going to keep next right thing close enough to her. But yeah, she could really move up with that bottom part of her pedigree.
We're both sort of well, you're not. You're fading. I'm not on the 2 Mark Cassidy horses. There's only one that I've seen, and that was his choice at the April sale last year. The horse Breeze 10-1 has a nice long walk to her, but she looks like maybe longer is going to be in her future. Yeah,
the only thing I'm going to say about her is that it's the 5th foal out of the dam. Neither of them were any good, but 2 of the 3 won
First
on
time
debut.
out.
So
at Emerald Downs.
Exactly. I don't know. The works, it looks like they worked in company on the 21st. A Clever Suspect got the bullet. I'm not going to sit here and say I saw it or what we know about that. It is DJ. It is Cassie. They'll probably bet this horse a little bit. I was comfortably fading both of them today.
That is fair. Definitely a tote board race to check out for sure. Race 4, this is our first dirt race on the card here. We do have it listed as fast, so we'll just proceed forward with that. 6 furlongs on the dirt track. It's a claiming $8,000 level. Strategy Queen, the number 6, is out of this spot here. It leaves a field of 6, and the 5 Noble Dreamer for you.
She did get whacked around at the start last time. Her form was pretty good for not only Victor Barboza, but Fred LeBeau as well. And, I know it was on Tapeta, but she has run She has run second 3 times in her 7 starts on the Gulfstream dirt here, and she's a fresh new face, and I don't want to pick some of these other horses, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, and I think it's a crafty move by the barn to get her to the dirt as well. The 2, how about that? I just feel like the Kiki Love race was a strong race for the level, at least, the 6250 level, and she's got that recency in the dirt edge, I guess, on the field. I was kind of not hoping, but whenever we handicapped this a few days ago, I was thinking maybe we would have a sloppy track, and she's got her blowout win on the sloppy track, so I kind of maybe downgrade her a little bit here.
Yeah, both wins are on off track. She is the 3rd start of her form cycle and off a long layoff. She's the dirt horse to beat. But you got Noble Dreamer now, kind of fits your angle almost, that she's been doing the Tapeta thing forever and ever.
Right.
And here's Jose D'Angelo and Amicio with a perfect post for this kind of horse.
Exactly. The number 3, Burn the Breeze, if nothing else, maybe brings some speed to the game.
Well, here's the other thing, too. If nothing else, she comes in off a win. I mean, I
Exactly.
think that's a big deal. And who's popping up here is Leonel Reyes. That's not a bad thing either.
Nope, not at all. She seems to be in good form here, but hard to step up after that non-winners of 2
Well, I agree.
level. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Ron Nicoletti will have that Rainbow 6 ticket. He'll be up with us a little bit later. We'll take a quick look at it when we come back.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you as we are getting into this 10 race card on this Sunday afternoon, Brian. And race 5 kicks off the Rainbow 6, and not only the Rainbow 6, the Tropical Turf Pick 3. We'll take a look at Ron Nicoletti's ticket.
150 is your estimated jackpot. That carryover about $75,000. As you can see, Ronnie ups it a little bit today, 48.60, and he's got 3 of them in every race. And race number 7 is his single, and that is the 5, Valued Cajun. Second off, a little bit of a freshening for Mike Yates, and I do think that Valued Cajun is the best afternoon horse. We're going to have to see what's going on with Mippy for Safi, but in the afternoon, Valued Cajun is the best one. Ronnie will be out here for the opener. This is 48.60 for him, and he's basically saying if he can get everybody else home, he'll go down with Valued Cajun in race number 7.
I like it, and we'll take a quick look at the Tropical Turf Pick 3. It's a 15% takeout, a $3 minimum wager. This is the best all turf wager in the country here with this low takeout. I'm singling right off the rip. Race 8, it's a tricky one for me. I do have the 2 on top, Mr. Abario. And in race number 10, this finale, it's a tough one as well. I do have the 7 on top. That is Zozan. So I need Sappy Joseph for really all 3 of these legs here. But let's get things started here in race number 5. It's a $16,000 claiming race here for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have never won 3 races, 1 mile on the turf course. Rails are at 66 feet for this race, so make sure to pay attention to that. And the number 7, Fort Attitude, is out of this spot. And American Speed, we've got the replay. Him and the Doorman knocked heads last time.
Yep, one last chance here, and that's it. And American Speed, somehow they let Edgar get away at 10 to 1, and he just got loose in here, and he doled it out like the best jockey he is here, and they just never caught Uncaptured Boy. American Speed was supposed to win. I'm not going to fight anybody on that. I agree with that, but I don't really. There's not a lot in here today. You look at a horse like the Doorman. I think he's at the mercy of the pace a little bit, and I just think I'm going to give one last chance to American Speed. He ran well enough, at least, to say it's not like he's off form, anything like that. You look at a horse like a Barry the Builder, he's at the mercy of the pace. They went hellacious last time for him to get there by a neck. Hot and Lucky is just ridiculously slow.
That's fair, but also has never been in a field like this. And to be honest, that race, the Uncaptured Boy race we just showed you, I kind of wanted to stay away from that race.
I don't disagree with
that. I just was looking for something else. Now, they bet Hot and Lucky with both hands whenever he runs, but he's yet to really be that impressive.
No.
I will say this, that last race in early May, that was a tough field. The rails were at 73 feet that day. He was a little bit wide. This is just such an easier class for him.
I don't know about that. Those are 3-year-olds only.
That's true.
Yeah. He's never run a race to hit the superfecta in here, and unfortunately, he's probably not even going to be 4-1. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
You know, this could be his group. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
could be his group.
It could be. It's a big could there. Race number 6. It is the start of the late pick 5. A really good sequence late today. We talked about it a couple days ago, actually. 6.5 furlongs on the dirt, a 12.5 claimer. We'll take a look at my late pick 5 ticket here. It's a $48 play. I don't have a single. We'll get into this race, and it's a good one. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Race 7. Tricky one, but I do have the 8 Mitby on top. Race 8, I do have the 2 Mr. Oh, pardon me. No, I've got I have the 2 written down. Sorry, guys. I might have messed that up in race number 8. But the 1 Catch a Tiger I like a lot. I think this horse might be loose in here. Race number 9, just too deep for me. 3 of a Revolution on the comeback, and in the finale, I added an extra horse in this leg than my Tropical Turf pick 3. And that was the 2 Akati King, but the 7 I do have on top. It's a $48 play, Brian.
Race 8 on the turf is awesome. You got a 4-1, 7-2 morning line favorite in there. What a betting race that should be, in a race where you can literally go about 7 different directions.
That is the truth. A very, very competitive, really competitive late pick 5 sequence. So let's get into it. 6.5 furlongs here for this 7-horse field. We've seen a few of these before here, Brian, and we'll take a look at Modern Lane and Golden Skull. This was 2 back for Modern Lane, and for Golden Skull, it was his last race.
Yeah, so Golden Skull, I think, draws a lot better today. He's outside, but the Mesiel can press the entire issue. Modern Lane is down on the inside here. You see he's the 1 horse. Golden Skull ran very, very well, but Modern Lane, to his credit, gutted it out, and he kind of swatted him here, and this was a really, really good effort. The worry for me with Modern Lane, and it's one of the reasons why he's a higher price on your morning line than Golden Skull, is twofold. That was with Steve Badu, who's had such a good job. Won again the other day. And then last time for 8, I know Macazon ran off the screen, but Modern Lane stubbed his toe a little bit, was really, really far behind in 3rd. I kind of feel like Golden Skull is who I want out of that race.
Well, he's got a little bit of a rest, and I feel like that helps a little bit here. But Modern Lane is just wants to win.
He's consistent. I'll give him that.
Besides the last race where he just, like you mentioned, he just kind of stubbed his toe.
Right.
Morgan Point, to me, I see you've got him favored here. I don't like this horse at all.
No, I don't either. But how can he not be favored? I mean, my goodness, if, and those are capital ifs, if he runs his races, he will literally win by the length of the stretch.
Yeah.
Now, they claimed him on March 3rd for 20 from Carlos David. He has not been seen since. Angel Quiros claims him. He's back today for 12.5. Those are all negatives.
Yeah.
There's a lot of works here. We don't know anything about them. They were farm works. A couple of them here at Gulfstream weren't terrible. At least he's been active, put it that way. If he can come back with any semblance of his races, he can't lose.
Yeah, this horse lugs in. He's got a bad problem with lugging in. When Louis Saez won on him, anybody else other than Louis I would have been hard pressed to think would win on this horse that day he won.
I mean, I don't want him. I took Ensign Parker, who could be crafty. I don't know. It's Colin Mirage, and these are crafty connections. He should be a price. It's been a while since he's run a good race. He's been really slow in his last 2. We'll see what we get today. But I mean, I was going against this horse. Morgan Point's got to be. I'll tell you what. If Morgan Point's not favored in here, then run to the hills. He's not going to win.
Right. And Ensign Parker as well. One thing to note about him is the races he was running in during the championship meet. He had a little bit of some problems. Like the race back in January, he completely blew the start and ran huge. So I feel like this horse has a good race hidden in there.
I just feel like sometimes when you're talking, and this goes with the favorite too, when you're talking about when you're at the 12.5 level, bottom level claimers, and you're talking about races in February and March, that's 10 years ago.
Yeah, It
You know.
feels like it, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Race 7, it starts the late pick 4. It's a maiden special weight. These are for 3-year-olds. Brian has got that late pick 4 ticket. You hit it yesterday, didn't you?
A couple of late gelding announcements,
Yes.
at least for us at least. So the 6 and the 8, Sunday Song and Mitby are geldings.
We like that.
She likes that. Not much going on here in my late pick 4. We got a single here, and then we'll spread a little bit in race 8. Mr. Abario on top in race 8. That's the 2 horse. In race number 9, the top pick is the 6 Local Abario. I got 3 Abarios, by the way, on top today, so that's pretty darn interesting. And then I'll go down with Zozan in the finale.
Yeah.
I know he's facing winners today, but he's just, boy, he looks better in this group, that's for sure. So $6 for me.
Fair enough. And I like the single right off the rip. This is Mitby. I was going to single this horse. I did add in Valued Cage in here.
Okay.
I maybe got a little nervous, but I like the G next to Mitby's
Right.
name. And we'll take a look at a breeze. This was from April, late April. Not a whole lot going on, but I think it's good to look at these workouts as just a good point of reference, Brian, to where they were and how they've probably progressed a lot better. And you see it on the work tab. This horse has been breezing very consistently on the outside here. A son of Matoli, $135,000 as a yearling. Does everything very easy here. I like the build of this horse. Had to ask just a little bit, but you see the track was a little bit chewed up there at Palmetto's. Ends up finishing in front and gallops out really well. I like everything that this horse has done, at least to this point, and it's been very professional.
Yeah, and Safi calling the shots here, and for the Hildebrandts, who campaigned Matoli to a legendary career.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, he's going to get Hall of Fame votes. Boy, a lot of works. That's the only thing. Here's the only thing I'm going to say. If this horse can run a little bit, they did buy this horse in 2021,
This
so
is
we have
true.
no idea.
Very
what's going-
patient.
Yeah, very patient. He's supposed to beat this field.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be favored in
He
this
is.
field too.
Valued Cajun. This is, I don't want to call him the other one, but this is a horse that has had 7 tries. And for Mike Yates, he's one of those barns that he'll pop first or second time. Otherwise, they
Yeah.
kind of can stay I don't want to say forever maiden, but can be stuck in these ranks. And found a stat here on Mike Yates that we wanted to pull up, because this is also an interesting. This is second off a 45 to 180 day
good.
layoff on dirt. This is pretty good.
Yeah, big gaudy ROI, and that's
Yeah.
the positive. But to me, I don't really see any reason to expect Value Cajun to do anything different today. He's going to run his 73, 74, whatever, and his middling sheet numbers as well.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing: Whiskey Park, not very good the other day.
No, but was good that day
It
in
was good
that
that
race,
day.
but not coming
Yeah.
back. That I will agree with you.
Here's the thing with Valued Cajun, and we talk about these kind of horses a lot. If the Valued Cajuns of the world come up against a first-time starter that can run a little bit,
Yeah.
they're not going to win.
Yeah, that I do
Simple as
agree
that.
with, yes. Race 8, this is a very competitive allowance optional claiming race, a mile on the grass course here. And the rails are down for this race, so on the inner part of the 66 feet rail setting that the other races are on. And we've got a clean race here, and a good one at that.
We got the same horse. Oh my goodness.
Why is this bad?
I don't know, but this is a wildly competitive race. We're on a horse that is in the mix.
Yep.
He better darn well be 8-1 because he's got hurdles in here. Mr. Abario, his claim to fame was beating 2 L's, 2 back. This is not a group of 2 L's. It's a good group. I like his post, and I do like that race.
I do too. I really like that race. I think that's a good one to key off of. We both have got the 4 in there. What do you do with the 4? Because we haven't
Yeah.
seen him since December. He's facing 3-year-olds and older for the first time, but is getting Lasix for the first time.
Let's take a look at how good he ran in the pulp.
Oh, this was a huge, race.
effort. Yeah, noted is
Yeah.
Rapoli and Irad, right? And for Todd, and I think if I remember correctly, Irad timed this to perfection.
Oh, this was
But
a beautiful ride.
Yeah, but here's a reminder down on the inside, and boy, he is going to run huge, and the winner is 6-5, and he's getting jump on him right there. He
Yeah.
checks out of it while the winner scoots to the outside, and he's clear. This is also his first turf start. I think at this time, Jose D'Angelo was about 0 for 40 or 0 for 50 first turf. He's really righted that ship. And Noted is a good quality graded stakes kind of horse. But this is a big effort from Reminder.
The Galabout was even more impressive than all of that in that race. So I think it's going to be exciting to see what he can put together now as a 3-year-old, and hoping for a bigger, better, badder version of
Well,
himself.
that's in theory, yeah, but obviously there's something went amiss, whatever it was. He hasn't been seen since. That was certainly not the plan.
Right.
He could be at the mercy of the pace, which probably gets set by Catch a Tiger down on the inside, right? And if they let him go like they did last time, he could get very brave in here.
Well, that's what I worried. That's why I came back to Catch a
Right.
Tiger, at least on my Tropical Turf pick 3 and my late pick 5, because this is a horse that could get brave.
Well, he could get loose. He is facing winners today for the first time. It's not an easy group, but there's a reason to think he could be the controlling speed in here, unless Miguel Vasquez on Private Thoughts puts a little more emphasis into him early on.
Yeah, but he'll have the advantage being on the rail.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. Race number 9, another really good allowance optional claiming race. This is 6.5 furlongs on the main track. We scratched the 1 and the 2, the 1 Chrome Ghost and the 2 Big and Classy. A condensed field, but this is a good field.
Yeah, I was looking to go against Big and Classy here. So nothing changed for me. Local Abaria, I'll tell you what, the removal of Big and Classy might really let and the rail horse for that matter, of a Revolution get loose in here.
Yeah.
But Local Abaria, just look at the groups he's coming out of. He's meeting his kind today, I will say that.
He is, and gets Lasix back on,
Yep.
which that helps, especially with a 4-year-old. I love this distance for him of the 6.5 furlongs. I feel like 7 is maybe pushing it just a little much. I know he's won at the 7 furlongs before, but I just feel like now he's just better suited to be a sprinter. The 3 of a Revolution, oh, what a beautiful horse from the Saffie Joseph barn, but where have you been? Haven't seen you since October of 2022.
Man, even that's coming up on 2 years, right? This is a horse that just missed in the Grade 2 Gallant Bob, which is always a very good race on Pennsylvania Derby Day and Cotillion Day at Parks, and then it went awry at Keeneland in the Perryville. The work's certainly whisper ready, but we're just going to have to see. There's a lot of dust that's got to come off of a Revolution today.
Yeah, I think he's pretty fit for this. There was a work I saw back a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, and he looked really good, but the rail, that could be a little bit tricky here. And then XY Point, it looks just like one that can fill things out.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Race number 9. Or pardon me, race number 10, the finale today, a $25,000 claiming race at 1 mile on the grass course. This is the 66 feet rail setting. Only the 8th race will have the rails down at the 0 level. And we have a scratch of the 3, the Honeyman, and a competitive field, and we're both on the same horse again. That is Zozan.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's better than this group.
Yeah.
He is facing winners. Those were state breds.
We'll show the replay.
Yeah, we can show the replay.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it the right way last time.
He did.
I like that. He got up the rail last time, and he did do it the right way. This is Saffie. You're not going to get any value here, but this was a solid effort, and I like what, we say this a lot, too. There's a lot of reasons why Saffie wins a lot of races. Well, putting horses in spots where they belong is at the top of the list. He's not running this horse in a 1X. He's not trying to go, in a 50 or anything like that. He's a $25,000 claimer. So, he's not at the bottom after winning. It's right where he's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Third place horse comes back to win. I'll come right back to him.
I think that's fair. And one good thing about this horse is you see from that replay, he didn't do that easily because he was on the rail getting pressured the whole time. So now that he's more towards the outside, hopefully you can get that type of outside trip. That's what you would hope.
The horse he dead heated with there was laying back in 7th.
Right.
And he was running second, dueling the entire way. It was a big time effort.
The number 4 in here, Steeler Mischief, Fausto Gutierrez. Just a middling 5th place finish in mid-May.
Yeah, he's never run against older horses either, but this is kind of a good group for him, and that was his first start on turf in quite some time, his first start with Lasix and blinkers, and it was a very quote-unquote fast race for this kind of group.
That I do agree with. In the 9, we'll talk about just very quickly. I wanted to put the 9 higher than this at first glance, but wow, the sheet numbers are very slow compared to the field.
Post is a problem too. I know there's a scratch that'll help him out a little bit. He's hung out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Another horse facing older horses for the first time. That man up front race 2 back on the turf, which kind of sticks out. I don't know if he was a little dressed up off that race.
It could be. What I do like, though, is Miguel Vasquez
Sure.
does get aboard. I think that's a significant jockey switch here. That's 10 of them for this Sunday afternoon. Big day we had yesterday, Brian, because we just saw Victor Barboza with a stakes double.
I think we thought, or at least I thought he would win both stakes.
Yes.
But we'll take a look at him here. I mean, Grandmo the first got the job done. Workmanlike is what comes to mind here. We hadn't seen him since the Kentucky Derby, so he was eligible to need a race.
Yeah, he was. And he's a horse that, winning this race today, there's a lot bigger fish to fry here. But he did run really hard. You see him with his ears pinned back. He did not want to give that away. It was an interesting race up front.
Yeah.
It was just kind of
And Pete said it perfectly. He called on his class there, and that's what got him home.
Yes.
And now he's got that behind him, bigger and better. It'll be interesting to see what Victor Barboza does with him. I think there'll be a race with a G and a graded stakes in front of it.
Definitely. And then the fillies division of Victor Barboza's stakes win, the Miss Gracie. This filly ran well. I don't want to take anything away from her, but I was really happy with Candy Gray.
Well, it's nice to see Candy Gray show up. Maybe now she's got a little future here on the turf.
Yeah.
Mojave Desert ran well too, but this is a pretty nice horse now.
This
Majestic
is.
Venezuela. And Victor's got some options because she can run on anything too. She won on Tapeta. I thought Mojave Desert ran actually much better than her stablemate, to be honest with you. Because for her to hold on for third, she was really gutting it out there on the front end.
Yeah, she was. It was a really nice, fun day of racing yesterday, and congratulations to Victor and all his connections. He's got Tiffany Gold today at Saratoga. I
saw that.
Yeah.
And they're on the turf. Yeah, she's a very classy filly that we know well down here.
Yep, and quick shout out to Arthur's Ride too, who we saw come back here, and he did the same thing he did here at Gulfstream Park, just galloped away.
If you pay attention during the championship meet, like we know you do, Arthur's Ride stamped himself as a very serious horse, and now he's thrown his hat into the handicap ring after just a monster effort in the muck up there in the Whitney yesterday.
Ooh, Pegasus would be fun for him.
Sure would be.
What? Right, your best bet today.
Where am I going with the best bet here? Race number 3, Next Right Thing down on the inside. I'll have to work out a trip there on the turf for Team B and Cone.
Yeah, mine's right before your race with the race 2, Crystal Coast. My long shot is scratched, but you've got one for us.
Yeah, we're right here in about 22 minutes. Harmony Abario, the 10 horse. A lot very early in the betting. We'll see if we can inch up from 5 to 1. I'd sure like to.
Yeah, I think you'll probably get that. 5 to 2 is a very short price right now on the 3. But that's it. That's 10 of it for us today. We'll be back with you throughout the whole day, and Ron Nicoletti will be with you for the opener. Thank you all for being here. Have a great day of racing. Good luck, and we'll send it upstairs to Pete Aiello, and he'll give you the scratches and the changes on the card.